Shalom to elected Israel, the hope elected Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indian Haitians, and the foreign nations that look like the other nations scattered across the four corners of earth. When first face the east, give all praises to Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi, Barak, Yahawah, Barak, Yahawashi. When you give all praises to Bahasham, Bahasham, Qadash. When you give double honors to the elders and apostles who led me to this truth and faith and sincerity. We taught the flock how to live, repent, pray, fast, and show forth the Lord's righteousness and mercy, judgment, forgiveness, and wrath to all those who are part of the hopeful elect. Lord willing, we part of that number. Lord willing, to be edifying to those who fear in the name of the Lord and is striving to show forth the Lord's righteousness every day. His judgment always comes to light. Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 5. And it's not slack. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 9. So I couldn't find them. I walked around everywhere over here. So I'm just going to do camp right here. Don't really have a way back into town right now. So Lord willing, I can find them next week and just get into fellowshipping with them and get everything right according to where I need to go. So Lord willing, just be edifying. Just getting to with me, I'm gonna look for something to teach. I'm gonna do a lesson about we're gonna start right here talking about foreseeing the evil. So we're gonna start at Barak, chapter 22, verse 18. This is Ecclesiastes. Barak 22, verse 18. Shalom. Barak 22, verse 18 says, "Down set on a high place will never stand against the wind. So a fearful heart and the imagination of a fool cannot stand against any fear." So that's Barak 22, 18. It's talking about you want to be hidden and ducked off, which is to take heed and examine ourselves, because this is the only people who are going to be protected. The hopeful elect are all standing and crying and sighing about the abominations done in the midst thereof. And you know, whether we out here alone or we come out here with a group of brothers, we're still gonna serve Bahasham and Yahawashi to the death. So that's the only way. That's the only way that He's gonna glorify us. The Lord willing, He come save us. But you know, you must be prepared for death. Like I said, you want to examine yourselves. The Strong's definition for examine. Yeah, strong to examine is basically saying it's basically your knowledge of the scriptures. You know, the more scriptures you have, the more examination you can have on yourself. You know, stop doing Babylonian customs. You know, birthdays, holidays, stuff like that. You know, follow the Lord. He requires us to change. In Revelations 14th chapter, says we must change by examining, surveying your opinion and judgment, and doctrine and mercy. So we're going to do 2 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 5. I went to the place he told me to go, and I think I just got the wrong address or something, but he just told me an intersection. So I came out here on faith. You know, it's where the Lord led me. He said it was 2 Corinthians 13, verse 5. I think it says 13, verse 5, yeah. So 2 Corinthians 13, 5 says, examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves. Know that Yahawashi Mashiach is in you, except ye be retrobates. But I trust that ye shall know that we are not retrobates. Now I pray to Yahawah that ye do not do no evil. Not that we should appear approved, but that ye should do that which is honest, though we be as retrobates. For we can do nothing against the truth, but for the truth. For we are glad when we are weak, and ye are strong. And this also we wish, even your perfection. So, you know, the kind of questions you want to ask yourself, are you really serving the Lord correctly? Are you giving everything you got? Is you staying around and defending the Lord no matter what? You know, are you seasoned from sin? You know all those kinds of things. So you want to keep pushing to the fullest everything you have. And that's just a couple things that I wanted to read about right there. But now I want to deal with Now I gotta deal with Gog and Magog. There's gonna be a lot of destruction coming. I did some news articles the other day, so I just want to kind of touch this on that a little bit about Gog and Magog. So, which is modern day Russia, which is the Neo-Persian Empire, and when old Babylon, it was taken down by the Medo-Persians. This time it'll be taken down by the Medo-Persians the same way. And right now, all the other nations are moving real fast. They're changing their dollar system. They're talking about just 200 different nations who are crashing the dollar in the near future. So it's going to be real serious. So Ezekiel 38, verse 2. And that's what's got to happen next. All that's going to happen is they're going to bring in this charagma to see him whenever Jacob trouble comes. And then there's going to be World War III. And America's going to be destroyed. That's what we got next. All we got is Yahawashi. Whether we out here with the brethren, we out here on your own. So Ezekiel chapter 38 says, "And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog and the land of Magog, the chief prince of Manesh, to Baal, prophesy against him, and say, Thus saith the Lord, Yahawashi, I am against thee, O Gog, the prince chief of Manesh and Tubal. And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws," which is going to turn back into that Soviet Union spirit. You're going to have back in that spirit of just, evil. "And I will bring thee forth and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords, Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet, Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and thou be a guard unto them. After many days thou shalt be visited. In the latter years thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from the sword, and is gathered out many people against the nations of Israel." Talking about 2/3. They're also coming after the hopeful elect, but the hopeful elect will be shielded in that day. They stick with the faith, which have been always waste. So Lord willing, we call that number. But it is brought forth out of the nations, and they shall dwell safely in it. Thou shalt ascend and come like a storm, and thou shalt be like a cloud to cover the land. Thou and all thy bands and many people with thee. Thus saith the Lord Yahawashi, it shall come to pass, at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought, and thou shalt say, I will go up to the land on walled villages, and I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls, and having neither bars or gates, to take a spoil and to take a prey. Turn thine hand upon the desolate places that are now inhabited, and upon the people that are gathered out of the nations, which have gotten cattle and goods, that dwell in the midst of the land. So the Lord is using them to come against Babylon the Great and all the other nations. There was a guy. He's the head of. He did Lionsgate. He was the founder of the Lionsgate. He made all the movies. He was talking about how all the other nations are mad that Babylon the Great has put them in debt. And there's another scripture that talks about how they're tired of being in debt, and it was talking about they're in thick clay, which is debt. So they're getting together and they're trying to dethrone the dollar, and they're saying it's going to happen. So when we go over here to Revelation chapter 13, verse 2, it talks about Russia is going to destroy Babylon the Great, and it's a statue that represents it. So you got the statue of Daniel, where where we're at the bottom of it with the clay and the potter's feet, the potter's clay and the iron. But this is the next statue that is to be formed just before the destruction of all the nations. So Revelations 12, chapter 12, we can do verse 1. What was it? 12 or was it 13? It's 13. It's Salakia. Revelations 13. And I stood upon the sand of the sea, saw a beast rise out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And upon his heads 10 horns, upon his head 10, upon his horns 10 crowns. And upon his heads the name of blasphemy. Let's talk about America, Babylon the Great. Now the time when they were with him and they were drunk with the wine of her, drunk with the wine of her fornication, which is the petrodollar that's falling right now. And verse 2 says, and the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, which is the Edomites, America, Babylon the Great, Edomites, and his feet were like the feet, as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power. And the dragon basically is the Roman Empire, and his seat and great authority. So the bear is Russia. It's the Medo-Persian Empire, because that's the end of the so-called white man on the west side. But after that, the Lord's going to take out the rest of the nations, and also Israel, the land of Israel. So that's what we got coming up next. Right after they mandatory that sea hit. So, and when you look up the Strong's definition for the bear, look up Strong's definition. Is to be possessed of unfailing strength, to be strong, to suffice, to be enough, to defend, ward off, to contend. That's why I said that these other nations will come under Russia as a guard, because Russia was the first ones to stand up against America, Babylon the Great. They were the first ones before we had this Ukraine war to say, hey, we're gonna do what we're gonna do. We're gonna fight. We ain't hearing all that bullshit y'all talking about. Talking about some trials. Well, we gonna try your ass. That's why they over there fighting. But both sides are getting fucked up. But they talked about the mighty men shall die in the war. So that's just part of prophecy. It's gonna be a lot of death. And that's why the Lord's preparing us through these dark sayings and through telling people, hey man, it's a lot of death going on right now. So when we start seeing in our congregations, all Israel scattered across the 4 corners of the earth, Lord willing, we make it through it. And the Lord puts that spirit over all of us not to have that fear of danger. Because he said at that time, if we keep staying focused on him, he'll make sure we good. No matter what. There's nothing that can separate you from the Lord. If he's really dealing with you, he wants you to be good, you're going to be good. Whether you with the brotherhood, whether you're not with the brotherhood. And I know the brotherhood, they care. I know they care, you know what I'm saying? But everybody got their stuff they dealing with. But we all trying to be one body. We all trying to have one agreement. We might not be connected in the physical, but we connected in the spirit. But it'll come to a time where I get the fellowship with the brotherhood before the end of these days. So Lord willing, he allows me to do that. It wasn't like they was trying to not beat me. I just couldn't find them. But I'm gonna find them. I'm gonna find them. But we still gonna do camp. So like I said, Persia is Iran, the Iranians. Okay, they are all in sanctions by the West right now. That's why they pissed off. That's why they're getting all their weapons and beating their swords into plowshares, which is Joel chapter 3 verse 10. And you got yesterday, North Korea, they shot off intercontinental ballistic missile like a test. They shot one off. They get ready to use them things. They was talking about Russia's intercontinental ballistic missiles can reach anywhere in the world in 30 minutes. 30 minutes. You still got a lot of people out here who really don't think it's gonna happen. You got a lot of people out here still saying, like, like saying, well, we still in the, we under the new covenant. We good. We straight. Nah, man. Ain't nobody saved. That's why I said the summer has got. It said the summer. It said the summer has passed, and we still not saved. When we get past this summer, ain't nobody gonna be saved yet. We still gonna be out here, man. And we don't know if it's gonna be the famine of the word. Amos chapter 11, verse 8. We don't know if that's gonna be. We don't know when the time. We just know when the Lord does it. That's it. We just gotta have that faith that He's gonna have us. You know, if we keep doing this work. So the Russian and the BRICS nations, they gonna come together to fight. So I want to do the Strong's definition for a symbol in that verse 5 through 7. Guess I didn't do. I have to put it in the comment board. Yeah, I'll put it in the comment board about that word, a symbol. It's got a lot of definition to it. So Russia is going to team up with the EU and NATO and change up. They're going to change up on America, Babylon the Great. Russia will get involved in the Valley of Jehoshaphat, which means Yahawah has judged. Ethiopia is letting Russia train on their backyard to prepare. So let's go ahead and do Isaiah chapter 2, verse 4. Because they try to say we in the new covenant, but it says in the new covenant, it says that there won't be no more war. It will be immortal. So that just doesn't make no sense. You know, if we're part of that number, Lord willing, we part of that number. So that's just, you know, and they still don't want to agree. You know, I've had arguments with people, they still don't want to agree, man. It's the Lord. You know, you can't get mad at these people. We just got to keep ourselves humble and prepare for the Lord to come back. You know, tonight starts the Sabbath, the new moon, and you know, we want to thank Bahasham Yahawashi for giving us that day to exalt His name and letting us live a little longer. You know, Lord willing, He let us survive this. So it's Isaiah chapter 2, verse 4. So this is talking about, I want to bring this up because this is talking about when the new covenant is established and after the nations are destroyed. Because the new covenant ain't going to be established until the throne of David is starting to be rebuilt by the other nations in slavery. So Isaiah chapter 2, we're going to start at 1. The word of Isaiah, son of Amos. And Amos means burden. That's what his name means. It means burden. So it was a burden that he had to carry this truth for a long time and protect it and seal it and know he was going to have to probably die without seeing salvation. That's a lot of faith. So we got to have faith unto death because we're blessed to even be here in this time to even have a chance to survive it. So Amos saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem, which is Israel. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, which is the nations. It shall be exalted above the hills, which is the suburbs, and all the nations shall flow unto. And many people shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob. So I make sure my phone ain't done, okay? To the God of Jacob. And we will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion, which is Israel, shall go forth the law, and the word of the Lord Yahawashi from Jerusalem. And he came, and he shall judge among the nations, and they shall rebuke many people, and shall rebuke many people, Salakia, and they shall beat their swords in the plowshares, and their spears in the pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. So we know that the new covenant ain't here because these people still learning war. Because it said wisdom It said people will go to and fro, and wisdom will be increased. Israel's wisdom will be increased, so is Esau and Edom's. But you know, before they break them swords into plowshares, everything gotta get destroyed. And he gotta teach them, hey, you ain't supposed to do this shit, and then make them go to slavery. That's why he making them beat them swords into plowshares. And then it talked about another part of the scriptures where they'll bury all the Idumeans, Gog and Magog. They're gonna bury them for a period of time. They had to bury all them bodies in the valley. I can't remember exactly where it was, but I'll go post it. I remember reading about it. So that's where I want to stop right there. Just read a little bit more. And now we're gonna read Jeremiah 49:20. Therefore, hear the counsel of the Lord, Yahawashi, that he have taken against Edom, the so-called white nations, and his purposes, that he have purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out, which is the small hats, the elites. They're the ones who's going to draw them out by causing this crash and causing all this stuff to go to waste. And I pulled up some articles yesterday that talks about how the water reservoirs, the two largest water reservoirs in the U.S. are down. In 2002, there was 95% food, and now they 25% food. And Jake, that motherfucker been drinking some motherfucking Kool-Aid. He need to cut that shit out. This motherfucker has 25%. Like that shit down. Both reservoirs, the largest one and the smallest one. And we just had them pipelines mess up. Or no, we had the train derailments, and that polluted another part of the water. So these people don't got no idea we finna go through a famine. They got no idea. You know, they really think that the children of Israel ain't shit. Like, so that's why it's a shame when people is too scared to come out and teach. There ain't even nobody coming after us. Like nobody. Nigga ain't even look over here. Kept jogging. Ain't even look. They don't fucking care, man. We ain't shit, man. They don't give a fuck. At least over here, man. I ain't, man. Lord might send somebody, but so far, I've been out screaming at niggas. I've been out doing whatever. Everybody's like, he a broke ass nigga. He don't got shit. Don't worry about his ass. Whatever. That's how the Lord worked. He worked through the men, man, that you would last think he would expect you for him to do it. So Lord willing, he keep me in this spirit because I love the Lord. You know, I'm in a defender. So he that has purpose against the inhabitants of Teman, surely the least of the flock will draw them out. Surely he will make their inhabitants desolate with them. The earth is moved at the noise of their fall. It's talking about those intercontinental missiles. And the cry, at the cry, the noise thereof was heard in the Red Sea. Behold, he shall come up and fly as the eagle and spread his wings over Bozrah. And Bozrah is a city, and it's like an Edomite city. It's like an Edomite city. And at that day shall the heart of the mighty men of Edom be as the heart of a woman in her pains. Yeah, I know it's ridiculous. I know. I don't know. Whatever. I'm gonna keep doing it. Whatever. I don't know. So that's talking about the elites, drawing them out. And then Joel will read Joel 3 verse 9 and 3:10. I try not to look bad at it because there's another scripture that said it's a blessing when people depart from you. So it's like everybody else is like, you're not even part of the prophecy. Fuck you. They just go do their shit. You just whatever. You know? I'm gonna find out soon enough if the Lord's dealing with me. That's how I look at it. It's like, all right, fuck y'all. Not to the brotherhood. I'm just talking about, I be expecting persecution. I don't know. It doesn't really come like that. But I have persecution from they're trying to like pin all this stuff on me for no driver's license, but that's whatever. It's not that big of a deal. But I take it as a blessing. Glorify the Lord if he, brings persecution, if he doesn't. Because he said he decides who he wants to have mercy on, he decides who he wants to chastise. So, it's his movie. I can't do nothing but read the book. So Joel, chapter 3, verse 9, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares in the swords and your pruning hooks in the spears. Let the weak say, I'm strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be weakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. And that's what's happening. We're going to go to that war. Going to get into that war. It's going to get serious. All the nations will turn on America, Babylon the Great. Period. Every single one of them. Because they tired of that dollar. They tired of getting ran through. They tired of America, Babylon the Great blowing everything up and then being like, we the shit. And then being like, all right, we want you to have some weapons to protect us. They ain't going to protect America, Babylon the Great this time. They're not going to protect them. You already know, talk about Great Britain in Jeremiah 50 verse 12. He said he gonna leave it desolate. He said, so if you the whore and shall hate that bitch and blow that bitch up. So this is something I want to deal with. Something else that I learned from one of the apostles. Earlier this morning, that was very interesting. So, yep. He did this morning. So we're going to start at 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 9. This is one of my favorite scriptures, and we're going to tie it into some stuff. Yeah, it's like hot out here and then cold out here. Oh, another thing, they said it's supposed to start getting hot too. It's supposed to start getting hot out of nowhere. It's about to start getting real hot. And then they said also that there's a glacier that's melting. Now they said it wasn't melting as fast as they thought it would, but you know how the Lord is. He'll speed up the time real fast on motherfuckers. He'll speed the motherfucking time up real quick. I did another article the other day that I was talking about Social Security. They talking about cutting that motherfucker off faster than they thought. And that's how the Lord works. He catches them off guard, like a thief in the night. That's why we say, repent, Israel, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. And he can come and dust your ass off the map in 5 minutes, and you thought it was going to take 10. So it is what it is, We're going to do this, the 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 9. I have faith the Lord will come for us. So stay with the word. I say 1 Peter twice. They did a misprint. 2 Peter, chapter 3, verse 9, 1582. Yep, it sure did. So 2 Peter, chapter 3, verse 9. This is so weird, man. Like, everything finna blow the hell up. Hold up. Oh, hey, the water for the scripture. I'll read it for you in a second, man. I'll read it, and then be edifying for the flock. So the water for your post. Now, 2 Peter, chapter 2, verse 9. Wait, yep. Was it? Yeah, 3, verse 9. But let's read 2, verse 9. This is a good one too. The Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptations. Through this word, coming over here and teaching the highways and byways. And to reserve the unjust to the day of judgment to be punished. But chiefly them that walk after the flesh in the lust of uncleanliness and despise government, which is talking about great millstone, for some talking about being under great millstone. You know, the people who want to do their own camps and they don't want to take heed and be under the men that because we're going into other men's labors. So presumptuous are they, self-willed. They are not afraid to speak evil of dignities, and that's how they are. I try to tell people this truth. They be like, I don't accept your God. I blaspheme your God. He a fake God. I'm like, y'all don't know what the hell y'all talking about. Y'all finna get fucked up. Y'all better quit talking like that. The hell wrong with y'all niggas, man? Buck y'all out, man. Lord told, man. So, 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 9. But let's start at 8. But beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day with the Lord is 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is one day. So we had 1,000 years of Babylon, old Babylon, that was destroyed by the Medo-Persian Empire. This place, when it says that he shot the arrow and he wounded him, this place ain't even been around for 200 some years, 250 years. And about almost the whole damn time we've been at war. And he finna take this motherfucker out. Because when you look up the strong definition of arrow, it means to divide, to cut short. And that video that I had yesterday with that guy who made the Lionsgate movies, he said it was gonna be a split. It's gonna be a split in the digital system, which is gonna be that C here, the M-A-R-K, that Karaka. That's gonna be the split. That's gonna show who really loves the Lord and who don't. Because what's gonna happen is, before they make it mandatory, they gonna make the famine come a little bit. It's gonna be a lot of stuff going on, and they gonna make it seem like it's a solution. That's how American Babylon the Great always do. They always fuck up some shit like the train derailments. They fuck the water up. Then the heat gonna come. Then some other shit gonna come, and niggas gonna be panicking everywhere. And then the Lord gonna be like, all right, do it. Esau Edom, do it. Try to lure him in there. See whose faith is gonna stand. They're gonna be like, all right, if you want to survive, take this chip. They're gonna go take that motherfucker, and then everybody who doesn't, which is the 7,000 men, which means perfection, who didn't bow to the image of Baal, they're gonna say, man, fuck, and they're gonna be mad because we're still gonna be out here teaching. They're gonna be like, get their ass. It's gonna go down. That's why Lord just said, keep doing it. It's basically what's gonna happen. So, verse 9, the Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, like Jake, but is long suffering to usward. Talking about the hopeful elect, Lord willing to be part of that number, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance, talking about the hopeful elect, because it's already written that 2/3 of our people are not going to repent. They're not going to repent. It's over for their ass, whoever they are. But one day, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, intercontinental ballistic missiles, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ye ought to be in all holy conversation and godliness, looking for and hasting, this means speedily. We looking for it speedily every day. I'm on the news like, hey, what are you doing today? He always doing something too. He always fucking some shit up. Hasting unto the coming of the day of the Lord, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Well, it says, come the day of God, which is Yahawah, Salakia, wherein the heavens, being on fire, shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness. Wherefore, beloved, seeing that ye look for such things, be diligent, keep looking, that ye may be found of him in peace, without spot and blameless. So that's why we got to keep going. Even if we can't get a hold of something, you try to link up with the brotherhood like I did today, I couldn't figure out, I couldn't find them. Oh well, we still gonna run camp. He's over there running camp somewhere in Oklahoma City, warning people too. What do you say? Esau trying to extend his kingdom. Yup. Oh yeah, he gonna pussyfoot. Come on, man. He gonna pussyfoot. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna be pilgrims all day.com. Yeah, the water for tuning in. The water for tuning in, man. Yep. Woe to those who go into Egypt. Yep. Woe to those who trust in it. Woe to those who trust in it. Hold on, I just got a message. I got a message. I'm gonna do this, and then I actually got a ride. But what I'm gonna do is this is gonna be my pre-camp. We're gonna keep teaching right now because my ride ain't gonna be here just yet. I'm gonna do some pre-camp, and then when I get back into town, I want to do more camp. You know, I want to do some more camp. You know, and then I'll get back with the brotherhood, and we'll figure it out next week. You know, Lord willing, we still here. But the Lord knows I tried. He knows I tried. I tried to pull up. So, you know, I tried. But, you know, I'm going to continue in the faith. So, it says, oh, wait, yeah, we got to go to the next section. So, we're going to do John chapter 10, verse 27. If I don't finish this, I want to go finish it up when I get over there. Get over to where I'm going to back in the Norman. So John 13:64, go to my normal spot. I might even have it drop me off over there in town where I was screaming at. I like going over there. They scared. They actually scared of the Lord over there now because I was screaming loud as fuck over there. They know Lord ain't playing over there. So I might go pay them a visit. I like to move around. So John 10. John 10 said 10:27. This is a good lesson because I learned some stuff in this. I always learn stuff with the even if it be like because what people don't get is those when they do those exhortations, when they come and they mark somebody and they call them out for being a duckhead ass nigga or whatever and doing dumb shit, they always point out something in there that I didn't know. And that's why the Lord uses them duckhead niggas. They're a very vital part to the system. That's what people don't know. Them scoffers, they're a very good vital process to bringing out sound doctrine. Is what I've been learning. Because I've been learning a lot off them duckhead ass niggas whenever they get corrected and don't change. Brotherhood be putting out some edifying lessons. So, man, Amon Gabar, he was mad today, man. Somebody tried to get at him, man, and they did a whole bunch of stuff. They did a whole bunch of stuff and was over there screaming at him and doing all that. And don't worry, they gonna get taken care of. I'm finna go home and put my curses on them motherfuckers too. Motherfuckers thought they could just talk to the brotherhood like that. Shit. Gonna get dealt with. So John chapter 10 verse 27. My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me. And I give unto them eternal life. Lord, when we part of that number, and they shall never perish, neither shall any man pluck them out of my hand. My Father, which is Yahawah, which gave them me, is greater than all, and no man is able to pluck them out of my Father's hand. I and my Father are one. Then the Jews, which 2/3, took up stones again to stone him. And Yahawashi answered them, many good works have I shown you from my Father, yet which is Yahawah. For which of those works do ye stone me? And the Jews, 2/3, that's why they gotta get blown up here, answered him, saying, for a good work we stone thee not, but for blasphemy, and because that thou being a man makest thyself Yahawah. And that's how they think about Great Millstone. They be like, you're just a man. What do you mean? How you know the Lord? That's how they be, man. That's how they be. But these are more than just men, okay? These are men in the Lord. Okay, been serving diligently, you know? So now we're gonna do 2nd Esdras 137, but that's how they be. They want to come and stone us, and curse us out, come over there and yell. Well, they don't do it with me because I'm, I ain't nobody. But, the ones that's actually been worshiping the Lord for a long time, been out there on the highways and byways for a long time, Lord's bringing some temptation to them. We had this Jake coming out there with his girlfriend, and his girlfriend had a camera rolling and was cussing him out, screaming at him. The hell wrong with you, girl? Just going off. The woman not supposed to be at the cam. You gonna bring over there and let it record? You gonna bring R2D2 and you gonna let this bitch record? All right, nigga, y'all need finna get dealt with. 2nd Esdras 1 verse 37. Oh, duckhead ass niggas gonna get dealt with. Ain't nobody gonna feel sorry for that crusty ass. 2nd Esdras chapter 1 verse 37. I take to witness the grace of the people that come. Those little ones rejoice in gladness. And though they have not seen me with both bodily eyes, yet in the spirit, they believe the thing that I say. And now, brother, behold, what glory, and see the people that come from the east, unto whom I will give for leaders, Abraham, Isaac, which is Yahawashi, and Jacob, Oseas, Amos, and Micaias, Joel, Abadias, and Jonas. See, all them are here right now. Lord willing. Pretty sure all of them are here. Well, except Isaac, not Yahawashi. He's going to come back. Like I had a dude today try to get on there. Earlier today, he tried to get on my page and say he was King Henry IV or something, but he had Yahawashi on his name, but he didn't. What made me be like, there's something wrong with this guy. He was scoffing the elders. But, I look at it like this. If the elders don't say nothing to you, and nobody, I'm looking at all Great Millstone, ain't nobody done no videos about you going off. That means like, damn, nigga, you really wasn't that big of a deal at all. Like, I'm over here preaching the right doctrine. They don't even talk to me. They just send me hearts every time I send something on their page. A scripture or something. Damn, nigga, you must really not be no big deal. But, they're doing that to me because I'm still new. There's a lot of scammers out right now. They're doing that for a reason. That's to protect the flock. Like I said, gotta show people approve. This is good to what they do. It teaches me how to be towards people too. So Nahum and Habakkuk and Sophonius, Agaius, Zachary, I think that's Malachi, which is called also an angel of the Lord. So he sent all these people to come back and defend the word. You know, and more than likely, all of them is in great millstones, what I believe. This is what I believe, though. But those men, they know what they're doing, man. They know how to worship the Lord. So now we're going to go to Ezekiel 3:17. And actually, these are on the comment board. I want to do those in a second, but this is really what I want to deal with. Luke 27 through 32, and then we're going to go back to that. But this is something real important that people got to remember. Because you got these people out here trying to save themselves. This is going to be a worldwide event. Okay, ain't nobody going to be able to run. Ain't going to be nowhere to run. You're going to have to be able to rely on Yahawashi. You can take it in the country. Hey, stay strong. You get persecuted, stay strong. You know, keep that faith. Because there ain't no running. There ain't nowhere to run. That's why he said, if you can't even stand out here when ain't even nothing going on during training, oh man, I ain't gonna look out for you that day. That's why it's real important. You gotta be out here. You gotta be out here. You know, no matter what. If the whole like the elder apostle said, he said, if your whole camp crashed down, if there ain't nobody out there, take your ass out there and still do it. Still a commandment. I've been doing it by myself this whole time so far. I don't see why not. But I'm not on no lone wolf stuff. I don't want to be a lone wolf. I want to get with the brotherhood. You know, I'm gonna run into them. They know. I done send them messages and let them know I want to be in order with Great Millstone. You know, but they do everything by the Spirit. But I'll find him. I'll talk to him later on today, and I'll find him. He probably doing camp, and he don't record live. You know, old school don't record live. So Luke 7:27. I just tell him, hey, I'm gonna need like an address close down the street or something, so I can be able to walk down there and find you. So Luke 7, verse 27, and we're gonna go down. So this is he of whom it is written, behold, I send my messenger before thy face, which shall prepare thy way for thee. For I say unto you, among those that are born of women, there is not a greater prophet than John the Baptist, which, you know, we believe is Abba Bivens, you know, and he was killed. That's what I came to find out. He was killed. And I know that he was the first one to start teaching this doctrine, but I didn't know he was killed. So that kind of matches up with John the Baptist and what happened to him. You know, so that's you know, something to think about. But he that is least in the kingdom of Yahawah is greater than he. All the people that heard him and the publicans justified Yahawah being baptized with the baptism of John. But the Pharisees and the lawyers rejected the counsel of Yahawah against themselves, which is 2/3. And when he talk about the least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than he, is talking about the hopeful elect. Lord will be part of that number. But it said the counsel of Yahawah against themselves being not baptized of him, which is not believing in the doctrine, just like they're doing today. They're doing the same thing they did last time. They had Abba Bivens and all these amazing prophets, all these strong men of the Lord come out here and all this, and they still scoffing them, still coming at them. That's how you know we in the end. And the Lord said, whereunto then shall I liken the men of this generation? And to what are they like? They are like unto children sitting in the marketplace and calling one to another and saying, we have piped unto you, and ye have not danced. We have mourned to you, and ye have not wept. Talking to 2/3, saying y'all still have not been in a state of mourning. You're still not in a state of shame. You're not bearing your shame. You're not asking for forgiveness. You're not checking yourself. You're not doing nothing, man. You know, I got my own family doing that, man. It's hard to be out of my town. Ain't nobody give a fuck about nothing, man. It's horrible, man. So it's a horrible scene. The Son of Man is come eating and drinking, and ye say Behold, a gluttonous man and a winebibber, a friend of publicans and sinners. But wisdom is justified of all her children. So, basically, hold up. Is that the right chapter? Should be. It's talking about 2/3, yeah. There's something else that he was mentioning. He was talking about, it's in hold on real quick. So that's something good to keep in mind, but there's something else that I wanted to bring up. Hold on real quick. Let me grab this real quick. Let me see this. I want to check something. Phone dying too, so but it's good. It's good. I gotta put this on the charger, and then I'm gonna look this up real quick. So it's because I think I wrote down. Hold on. 2. Hold on. Oh, okay. I see what I did. Okay. So that was some good edification, but that's not what I wanted to read actually. Where is it? Oh, Lord. Hold on. Oh, there I am. All right. There I am. Okay. So this is what I really wanted to read. This is a big deal right here. Okay. But that was some good edification, but I want to go over here and read something else that's really good to keep in mind about what's going to happen. Because I know we had talked about how the Pharisees, they didn't give a shit, but this is going to tie in to that. So, let me put this on the charger so the phone won't die. Got 4%. And I'm going to read it. Now I'm going to do some camp. This is the pre-camp. We're just going to talk about a couple things. Oh. All right. Boom. All right. So I keep that speaker because it be no stuff out here. Okay, cool. All right. The water for waiting on me. Okay, so Matthew chapter 24. Yes, Matthew chapter 24, verse 27. So we're going to read right here. This is real important to remember. Keep in mind. So it said, Yep, that's where we're at. That's where we're supposed to be. So, verse 27 says, whereas the lightning cometh out of the east and shineth even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Because he's going to be coming out of Sydney after those nukes, and there's still going to be people alive. There's still going to be people crawling around. That's when wormwood's going to happen. All the water's going to be bad from all that toxic shit that's been going on. For whatsoever the carcass is, there will the eagles be gathered together. So that's talking about okay, we're good right now. Okay, so it said immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken by the nukes. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man, which is Yahawashi in heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. Now learn the parable of the fig tree. Take your ass up. Anyways. Now, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. Now learn the parable of the fig tree. When his branch is yet tender, he putteth forth leaves, yet he know that summer is nigh. So likewise ye, when ye shall see these things, know that it is near, even at the doors, which is all these signs that we've been pulling up, and Aki been talking about and stuff, all these signs that they're finna push this Quran. Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all things be fulfilled. That's what we got to watch every day. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my word shall not pass away. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. So when they talk about the doomsday clock, they talk about he gonna come at noon, he gonna come at all that. It's just saying we don't know. So it's saying basically saying what the apostle was saying was don't try to save yourself, because if you try to save yourself, you'll lose yourself. And it talked about hold on, it's not Matthew, because one of them was talking about considering Lot's wife. I thought it was in Matthew. Oh man, hold on. Can't believe that. Can't believe I wrote that, because I woke up this morning and he did a real quick video on it. Let me look this up. Consider Lot's wife. Oh, okay, I see. So it was Luke, Salakia, y'all. It was Luke 17:32. And I put 7. I put 7 this morning. I woke up and he was doing the lesson and I was finna leave to come up here and try to hurry up. I woke up at 10. I put 7:32. It's supposed to be 17:32. Salakia. No. Man, that's what I'm talking about. See, that's why I need more training at this. But that's okay. I wanted to pull this up and do this. This is real important. Something I really learned that was real important. So Luke 17:32. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna start at 27. So they did eat, they drank, they married wives, they were given in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and the flood came and destroyed them all. So that's where I'm at. That's where I'm supposed to be at. I'm supposed to be right there. Everybody was probably like, the hell is he talking about? So I was still right on the doctrine. I just wasn't talking about what I wanted to talk about. So, and the flood came and destroyed them all. So likewise, also, as it was in the days of Lot, they did eat, they drank, they bought, they sold, they planted, they built it, just like they're doing right now. They out here living, they living good. We're coming over here trying to tell them about the doctrine, they're still not listening. But the same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all. Even thus, it shall be the day when the Son of Man is revealed. See, it's all talking about the same thing. In that day, which shall be upon the housetop, and his stuff in the house, let him not come down and take it away. And he that is in the field, let him likewise not return back. Remember Lot's wife. And over here, this time, it's really talking about symbolically, don't go back to your flesh. Don't go back to your old ways. Don't go back into the world. Don't go back and do that stuff. Because that's what Lot's wife was like. Lot's wife was like, we got a whole bunch of money over here. I don't want to let this stuff go. You know? And they had that force field that was just protecting the backside of it. So when she turned around, that radiation, it fried her ass. So, you know, you want to give up these riches. So verse 34, this is what it's talking about. It says, I tell you that in that night there shall be two men in one bed, and one shall be taken and the other shall be left. And this isn't talking about homosexuality. It's saying that you're going to have men sleeping, some men sleeping, because you will have different scenarios. You know, some places you're going to be sleeping depending on what side of the world you're on. Because some places it's going to be dark. You know what I'm saying? Some places it's going to be dark. Some places there's going to be light. You know, because the Son of Man is coming at one time, and we don't know when he's going to come. But it's going to be light on one side of the earth. It's going to be dark on the other side of the earth. But he's pulling up one time. He ain't going to pull up 5 times. He's going to pull up one time. So verse 35. I tell you, in that night there shall be two men in one bed. No, that's that one. Then it says 35. Verse 35 says, two women shall be grinding together. The one shall be taken and the other left. And that's not talking about two women sleeping together. Not talking about lesbians. It's talking about two who are going to be working in the field somewhere or in a job somewhere. That's what they're going to be doing. And then one of them will be taken and the other one will be left. So one time it will be the day of the Lord, not at noonday, like they try to say. No man knows the hour. So verse 32 says, or verse 36 says, two men shall be in the field, and one shall be taken and the other left. And they answered and said unto him, where, Lord? And he said unto him, wheresoever the body is, thither will the eagles be gathered together. So basically the body, what he was saying is, the body the one that's left, the body is the body that's left, the one that's not killed. That's what it means. The one that's not killed is the one that's going to be left. And the eagles, when it talks about wheresoever the body is, thither the eagles be gathered together, that's talking about the elect. The eagle is the chariots. So the body is the elect, and the eagle is the chariots, and they're gonna pick us up across the four corners of the earth, Lord willing. It will come to a point where your new body will be put off, and you will be put the new one on at some point. So that's what he was trying to bring out. So Salakia for that. I had a couple of them couple scriptures that wasn't matching up with it, and you know, it was like for a second it was like I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You didn't get what I was saying, but it still matched up with what was going on. So still ain't got no ride yet coming. So let me see what else I can deal with till she comes. You know, I might as well deal with something until I get picked up. You know, I don't want to say the days are evil, so I want to just stick doing this faith to the end. But I'm gonna do some more camp whenever I get in normal. So yeah, it's going to be a bad time. It's going to be a bad time. You know, gotta stay in the faith. Gotta keep moving. You know, eventually the Lord will increase your knowledge and wisdom. And you know, Lord willing, He bring me some brothers. If not, I got enough in the brotherhood. I know there's some brothers here. There's some here. I know that we got one. It's my leader, and I'll meet with him pretty soon. But we're gonna do Ezekiel 3:17. We're gonna go back to that comment board. We're gonna pull some of them scriptures in. But that's very important to remember, to keep your humbleness during that time, because it could be literally you going through all that stuff and you get to the point to where you to the chariots and then you don't get beamed up. You get left behind. So you got to keep that humbleness all the way to the end, to the best of your abilities. Whoever's going to make it's already been written to make it. Lord willing, we part of that number. So Ezekiel. You know, the more and more I get into this faith, it's almost like the Lord literally wants us to do nothing. He wants us to do nothing and just wait. Just to do nothing. And wait until He tells us to do something. That's why 2/3 won't make it, because they don't like taking orders. They don't like listening. You know, but that's Israel, you know. Israel's a stubborn nation. So Ezekiel 3:17. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word of my mouth and give them warning from me. When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked of his wicked way, to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thine hand. Yet, if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul. So this is how we make our election sure, by warning the wicked and telling them, hey, y'all going off, man. You better stop. And you got to explain them in every way you can. And that'll make it to where the Lord doesn't judge you. That's why we got to do it, even if nobody's watching. Even if, you know, Great Millstone's not paying attention to you for a specific amount of time. You know, they still blessed us and trusted us with the doctrine. You know? And really, ultimately, Yahawashi trusted us with the doctrine. Because he's the one who ultimately gave it to us. And through their charity, they're going to get a reward. So either way, whether they're paying attention to you or not, it's still doing them good. And that's what matters the most. You know, giving charity. Lord loves a giver. You know, even when nobody's watching. But the water for you tuned in, like I said, you always lifted up my spirits a lot, sister. You have a lot, you know. I've always felt alone out here. That's why when I first got into the truth, like you know, and the brotherhood, you know, a lot of them been showing me a lot more love too, you know. But when you know, like I said, I had that moment where I was rebuked, and I was like, man, you know, I shouldn't be trying to bother the brotherhood too much, you know. And I was going off. I should have been bothering their ass. But they said we're a body, we're supposed to be together. So, you know, that kind of makes me a lot more happy. And I don't want them to think that I'm going to be one of those guys that be like, they didn't help me or whatever. Yeah, they did. They gave me the doctrine to help serve the Lord right. They already helped me. Even if I don't ever get to run into it, you know, they already helped me tremendously, you know. So, Exodus chapter 23, verse 2. So this says, thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, Neither shalt thou speak in the cause to decline after many to wrest judgment. Neither shalt thou countenance a poor man in his cause. If thou meet thine enemy's ox or his ass going astray, thou shalt surely bring it back to him again. If thou see his ass of him that hateth thee lying under his burden, and wouldest forbear to help him, thou shalt surely help with him. Thou shalt not wrest the judgment of thy poor in his cause. Keep thee far from a false matter, and the innocent and righteous slay thou not, for I will not justify the wicked. So it says, and thou shalt take no gift, for the gift blindeth the wise and perverteth the words of the righteous. And thou shalt not oppress a stranger, for ye know the heart, which is the mind of a stranger, seeing that ye were strangers in the land of Egypt. And that's mainly more just talking about your brethren, you know. And also, like, how I look at it is like, you got to test the spirits, because you don't know if somebody's Israel, you know. So to a stranger, you know, you want to kind of test their spirits before you can know how to deal with them accordingly. So Ezekiel chapter 2, verse 5. Make sure the thing's still charging. Yep, okay, we're good. Okay, let's check it. Ezekiel chapter 2, verse 5. Ezekiel chapter 2, verse 5 says, and they, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are a rebellious house, talk about 2/3, yet shall know that there had been a prophet among them. And thou, son of man, be not afraid of them, neither be afraid of their word. They ain't even been saying that to me. I've been screaming at niggas and everything. They just called the cops and told them, tell me stop screaming so loud. Nobody don't even want to talk to me, man. So, yet shall know that there have been a prophet among them, and thou, son of man, be not afraid of them, neither be afraid of their words. Though briars and thorns be with thee, and thou doest dwell among scorpions, be not afraid of their words, nor be dismayed at their looks, though they be rebellious out. And nobody don't be looking at my ass. So I'll be like reading stuff like, when are they gonna do that shit, Lord? But I don't want to tempt them too much, because then somebody might come over here and throw a rock in my ass or something. And thou shalt speak my words unto them, whether they will hear, whether they will forbear, for they are most rebellious. But thou, son of man, hear what I say unto thee. Be not thou rebellious like that rebellious house. Open thy mouth and eat what I give thee. And when I looked, behold, an hand was sent unto me, and lo, a roll of a book was therein. And he spread before me, and it was written within and without, and there was written lamentations and mourning and woe. So you got all these lamentations and mourning and woe in here, and you got Israel talking about we in grace and we in happiness and we in the new covenant. Why is it saying right here that we in lamentation, mourning, and woe? You know, this don't make no sense, man. So Ezekiel chapter 7, verse 25 through 27. And you got these raw Israelites and these Yah Israelites and saying he has many names. But we don't feel like you gonna find out when you call on his ass. He ain't gonna come get your ass. Try to tell your ass. So we're gonna start at 24, 7 verse 24. Wherefore I will bring the worst of the heathen, and they shall possess their houses. I will make a pomp of the strong to cease, and their holy places shall be defiled. Destruction cometh, and they shall seek peace, and there shall be none. Mischief shall come upon the mischief, and rumor shall be upon rumor. Then shall they seek a vision of the prophet, but the law shall perish from the priest, and the counsel from the ancients. The king shall mourn, and the prince shall be clothed with desolation. And the hands of the people of the land shall be troubled. I will do unto them after their way, and according to their deserts, I will, according to their deserts, I will judge them, and they shall know that I'm the Lord. Talking about 2/3. You know, they want to start seeking after a prophet after shit started blowing up, after everybody started getting hungry, after everybody started getting shot the fuck up, and everybody getting raped. Then they want to call on the Lord. Well, guess what? There ain't gonna be no answer for you. This how we warn 2/3. You gotta keep warning them. Keep warning their ass. Jeremiah 3:15. And the reason why we still warning them, because we know some of these camps have believers in them that still haven't converted yet. You know? And that's kind of a way of speaking to the house of Israel, speaking to the ones that are already here, the ones that the Lord brings across your page, because that's all the Lord can do. He only can bring somebody across your page. But I always try to remember one of the elders, he said, whether we know it or not, everything is written in advance, already been and happened. So everything that has happened like this way has literally played out the way it should. So don't worry. Don't worry about nothing. Everything's playing out the way it's supposed to be. You know, seek the Lord, fear and trembling, but you know, just know everything is going to play out the way it's supposed to play out, and trust in the Lord. So Jeremiah 3:15. That should even make it more. For me, it makes me more calm, because it's like, damn, I'm really not controlling nothing at all. All I gotta do is go do what he said do. Just like the elder said, he said, whoever gonna really preach, they gonna preach. So Jeremiah chapter 3 verse 15. And I will give you pastors according to my heart, which is in mine, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding, which is great millstone. And it shall come to pass, when ye be multiplied and increased in the land, in those days, saith the Lord, they shall say no more, the ark of the covenant of the Lord, neither shall it come into mind, neither shall they remember it, neither shall they visit it, neither shall that be done any more. And at that time they shall call Jerusalem the throne of the Lord Yahawashi, and all nations shall be gathered unto it, to the name of the Lord, to Jerusalem. Neither shall they walk any more after the imagination of their evil heart, which is their mind. In those days the house of Judah shall walk with the house of Israel, and they shall come together out of the land of the north, Babylon the Great, go according to the earth, to the land that I have given an inheritance for your fathers. So that's what we hoping. So that's what we hoping we're part of that number. Get up out of here. So Joel chapter 1 verse 15. Well, yeah, it's going to be an event so crazy. There ain't nothing we can do is read scriptures, pray, supplications, fast, and wait. That's why he said, be still, know I'm the Lord. Be still. You know, I got over here and I was like looking for the elder, and I was like, you know, but everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. You know, take everything cheerfully. Everything happens for a reason. It's more a good reason than a bad reason when you're in the truth. So Joel 1:15. So Allah, for the day is great. Allah, for the day of the Lord is at hand, and as a destruction from the Almighty shall it come, which is them intercontinental ballistic missiles from the west, from the east. So let's just stop right there. Let's stop right there. We're going to do Matthew 24:22. And except those days should be shortened. And that's why things is happening a lot faster now. There should be no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. So Lord willing, this is a year all the prophecies pass, but you know, it's all the will of the Lord. Psalms 140, verse 1. And I'm thinking, when I do my second camp, I want to do the story about the five wise that were foolish, and then the 5 wise that were wise. I think that's the next thing I'm going to do. The next camp, Lord willing, coming up later on today. So Psalms 40, verse 1 and 140. Yeah, verse 1 and 2. Deliver me, O Lord, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Deliver me, O Lord, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man, which is so-called white man, which imagine mischiefs in their heart, which is their mind. And also Jake, as we can see, continually. I think that's my yeah. That's Shalom. Shalom. Yeah, I couldn't find you, so okay. I just
I'm right up the street, not on the edges, but
okay.
Shalom, brother. Shalom. How about you, man? Shabbat.
Good. I'm just doing a lesson.
Go ahead, bro.
I can finish this. I'll just read this last little thing and finish it up.
Yep.
Which imagine mischiefs in their heart, which is their mind. Continually they are gathered together for war. They have sharpened their tongues like a serpent. Adder's poison is under their lips. So I'm just gonna stop right there, because I want to do some fellowshipping. And the water for tuning in. First and foremost, want to face the east. This is the east right here. We're gonna call on Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. Want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone who led me to this truth. Peace and salutation to all those Akim and Akwat that are out there diligently seeking the Lord. And Shalom. And I'll tune in later, and I'll probably do another camp later tonight. So Shalom, y'all stay prayed up out there. Shalom.